Next version you starts now.
Grief broke him until one moment let the light back in. He didn't realize how fast he was moving, not at first. Because when you're inside it, speed feels normal. Momentum feels like progress. Busy feels like purpose. And he had built his life on that feeling. Every day was full. Calls stacked on top of meetings. Meetings stacked on top of deadlines. Deadlines stacked on top of bigger goals. There was always something next, always something to chase. And he told himself the same story, over and over. This is for them, for his family, for their future, for the life he was building. And on the surface, it made sense, because he was providing, he was growing, he was winning. But there's a dangerous truth about momentum. It doesn't ask where you're going, it just keeps you moving, faster, further, away from anything that might slow you down. And he didn't notice what it was costing him, not yet, until one morning, everything changed. Not dramatically, not loudly, quietly, in a moment so small, it almost didn't happen. He stood in the living room, phone in hand, eyes locked on the screen. Another message, another task, another thing that felt urgent. And then, something pulled his attention. Not fully, just enough. He glanced up, and there he was. His son, standing, wobbling, trying, taking his first steps, small, unsteady, miraculous. And for a split second, time slowed, because he realized something. If he had looked up 1 second later, he would have missed it completely. At that moment, his son stumbled forward and fell into his arms. Pure, unaware of how close that moment came to disappearing. And something inside him cracked open. Not from sadness, from truth. Because in that instant, everything became clear. He had been moving so fast, he was almost absent from his own life. That's when it hit. He wasn't just busy, he was consumed, jumping from call to call, deal to deal, goal to goal, always chasing the next thing, always reaching forward, and telling himself it was for his family. But deep down, he knew. Part of it wasn't. It was for validation, for the feeling of being enough, for the approval that comes from success. And in chasing that, he had started missing the very thing he said he was building it for, the present. Days blurred together, wins stacked up, numbers grew, but something was missing. Joy. Real joy. The kind that doesn't come from achievement, the kind that exists in moments. And that morning planted a question he couldn't ignore. What am I missing while I'm so busy trying to make it? At first, he didn't have an answer, because answers require stillness, and stillness was something he had avoided for years. So instead, he made a decision, small, almost invisible from the outside, but radical on the inside. He slowed down, not completely, not all at once, just enough to feel again. He started simple. He put his phone away during dinner. No notifications, no distractions, just presence. He walked more. Instead of rushing from place to place, he allowed himself to move slower, to notice, to breathe. He listened, really listened. Not thinking about what to say next, not waiting for his turn to respond, just hearing. And most importantly, he watched with both eyes. not one on his family, and one on the world pulling him away. At first, it felt uncomfortable, almost wrong, like he was falling behind, like something important was slipping through his hands, because he didn't realize how addicted he had become to busy, to movement, to constant doing. Slowing down felt like withdrawal. But then, something unexpected happened. He started noticing life again. The small things, the quiet things, the things that had always been there, but he had been too fast to see. The way his wife hummed softly while cooking, a sound he had heard before, but never really listened to. The smell of rain hitting warm pavement. The kind of moment that doesn't ask for attention, but rewards it. The weight of his child asleep on his chest. Still, trusting, completely at peace. Late-night conversations. Not rushed, not distracted. Just real. And in those moments, something shifted. He realized something profound. Happiness doesn't live in achievements. It hides in the spaces between them. And those spaces only exist if you slow down enough to see them. The slower he moved, the more time expanded. Not literally, but emotionally. Moments felt fuller, richer, alive. And something else happened. Work didn't fall apart. It changed, softened. He became more creative, more patient, more present. Not just at home, but everywhere. Because he wasn't running anymore. He wasn't sprinting to catch life. He was living it. And then one evening, everything came together. The kind of moment you can't plan. The kind you can only be present for. The sun dipped low, casting everything in gold. His son laughed, running through the grass, free, unfiltered joy. His wife leaned against him, quiet, comfortable. The kind of closeness that doesn't need words. The sky looked like a painting. And for the first time, he wasn't thinking about what was next. He wasn't reaching for anything. He was just there, fully, completely. And as he took a deep breath, a thought came to him. Clear, certain. This is it. This is the success I've been chasing. Not the deals, not the milestones, not the numbers. This. Presence. Connection. Life as it's happening. He didn't stop dreaming. He didn't stop building. He didn't walk away from ambition. He just changed his relationship with it. He stopped outrunning his life and started living it. Now, when people ask him how he found balance, he doesn't talk about systems or schedules or productivity. He tells them something simpler, something real. Don't wait for life to slow down. Slow down for life. Because the moments you think you don't have time for are the ones you'll miss the most. Because here's the truth. Life isn't made of years. It's made of instants. Small, fragile, irreplaceable moments. And the greatest wealth you will ever have is not time. It's presence. The ability to be there fully when those moments happen. Because success isn't just what you build for the future. It's what you experience right now. And if you're not careful,
You can spend your whole life chasing it while missing it. Until one moment wakes you up and reminds you, this is what matters.